When I look back over 2022, I'm really pleased with the progress that we've made. I think we've done an awful lot to reset the business and get us ready for our next phase of build. In particular, I look back at the membership engagement project and the work that's been done to implement the ideas that came out of that project across the business as a whole. And we continue with our engagement through the work that we're doing around our strategy reset, engaging with folks. And that strategy piece is key as we move forward into 2023. We'll be finalising that quite soon, and that sets the platform for our growth and our attempts to really build and grow the business.
Yeah, it was a very, very busy year. I guess it turned out to be a good year because we ended up being nominated for SGB of the Year at the Scottish Sports Awards, so we must have done something right. It was particularly busy. Obviously we were going through a reset period. We obviously have big ambitions to be a world-class governing body in 10 years' time. It's obviously very important that we put the right stepping stones in place, and a lot was done. We obviously had a governance reset, which is now in place and moving forward, which is great. We did a rebrand of the organisation. You can see the lovely logo in the background here. We had a new kit deal, which was significant. New Balance, great partners, industry-leading brand. And of course, if you look at the summer, it was probably one of the busiest hockey summers in our history. We had, of course, the Four Nations event and the Euro qualifiers with our partners over in Livingston, who did a fantastic job. And of course, we had the Commonwealth Games, where both our senior men and women were competing. And we're delighted with the performances on the field. Overall, it's been a whirlwind first year, but I would say a very successful one overall. One of the key things, of course, that we did this year was restructure at the top of the organisation, which saw the creation of a Director of Hockey Operations role, and I'm delighted to say that we appointed Jennifer Griffin, who started just over 3 months ago. Obviously hit the ground running, has been out and about, being visible, has been a key person in our strategy consultation that we recently concluded, but she will be a key person in the final stage of reset, and under her leadership I'm sure we'll see plenty of more exciting changes moving forward.
So 100 days today, probably the quickest 100 days I've ever had in a row, been really busy, but great, huge opportunity to go and meet people from the hockey community. That was kind of taken through the strategy consultation piece, which was brilliant. Really taking the time to get to know the staff, the ways of working of Scottish hockey, and working with the board. So it's been a whirlwind, but a really good basis and platform to kind of spring off for the rest of the year.
I think the main achievements are the operational work that's been done by Barry and the whole team. At board level, we've done an awful lot in terms of resetting our governance and setting up new committees, and all of that is now in place and will drive us through 2023 and beyond. We've worked really hard with our relationship with our investors in Sports Scotland, and we've managed to, we're in the later stages of agreeing a 1-year extension of our current deal with them, and I think we're in a really good place with them and how we've worked with them. So delighted with that progress and delighted with the whole way the board is working. We've done training with the board to enable us to really ensure that we're doing the right things as a board to look after the company, to look after the interests of our members.
Sure, I think as an organisation we've definitely professionalised what we do. I think it was very important that our board and our staff took accountability and responsibility for the work, and I think we're rapidly evolving into a modern and fit for purpose organisation, and I think that's what we need to be to get improved investment from our partners in Sports Scotland, and we've got a very strong relationship with them. It's very important now over the next few months we continue to put in those building blocks that will make us successful in the future.
Firstly is the strategy. So we've done a huge bit of prep piece, and the consultation was a massive part of that. Now looking to formalise that into what's our vision and mission, how do we agree that as an organisation, getting the staff and board and membership involved in that, and also looking to what are our key strategic priorities, how do we get to where we want to be, and within that time frame, setting ourselves really clear and concise goals and objectives, being realistic about what our capacity is as an organisation. We do have a small staff team, so try not to overcomplicate that, but also being ambitious, you know, strive to be in that world-class piece. If we don't try, we'll never get there. So that's a huge part for me. And the second part is the Euros for the senior men's and women's team coming in July and August of this year. Great opportunity off the back of what has been a really busy competitive year in 2022, and really focusing on this competition for 2023 will be brilliant for both squads.
I mean, there's definitely a few here and nows that we need to get cracking on as soon as possible. I think it's important that we have industry-leading child protection and safeguarding standards. That's something we're working on right now. We're working closely with Children's First on that, and we're working with other NGBs to understand what's the best practice in that space. From an ED&I, an equality, diversity and inclusion perspective, I think there's a lot that we need to do. We need to make our sport more inclusive, and we need to crack on with that work right now. That's very important for us moving forward. And I think getting our strategy finalised is one of the key aspects of what we need to achieve, and you know, continuing to keep the ship moving as well. There's obviously a lot that we need to do just in our day-to-day business. We've got a brand new games management system that needs to be implemented and improved. We have a Brave Academy that will continue to evolve and improve, and of course we want to improve the performances and the world rankings on the field as well.
I want to say thanks to all of the board, the volunteers, the staff and everybody who's worked. We're working really hard to make sure that hockey, Scottish hockey, is one team working together, and I think I see the signs of that happening. I think we can go further, we can get better, but I do see us working together as one group, and that is really important for us as a sport.